Hello students of class 10, I'm back again. In the previous class, we have learned how to represent a polynomial algebraically and graphically and find the number of zeros algebraically and graphically. So when in case of graphical representation, we have learned that if the graph line intersect the x-axis only once, then there is only one zero. Means in case of linear polynomial there will be at most one zero. In case of quadratic polynomial there are at most two zeros. The graph line will intersect the x-axis twice, then it will have two zeros, or if it does not intersect the x-axis at all, then there is no zero. Similarly, in case of linear polynomial also, if the graph line intersect the x-axis at one place, then there is only one zero, and if it does not intersect the x-axis at all, for example, if the graph line is parallel to the x-axis, then it will never intersect the x-axis. In that case, there is no zeros. Similarly, in case of cubic polynomial, we have learned that there are at most three zeros. Now, today we will learn how to find the zeros for a given polynomial and then verify a very important relation between them. So let me show you how to do this. I have taken one question from exercise 2.2 from NCERT class 10 math. Here the polynomial is x square minus 2x minus 8. We have to find the zeros. So you all know, by splitting the middle term we can factorize this. So x square minus 4x plus 2x minus 8 equals to x minus 4 plus 2 x minus 4. So that gives x minus 4 and x plus 2. These are the two factors. So we can write either x minus 4 equals to 0, which implies x equals to 4, or x plus 2 equals to 0, which implies x equals to minus 2. So these are the two zeros, 4 and minus 2. If we put 4 here, the polynomial will become 0. Similarly, if we put minus 2 here, again the polynomial will become 0. So 4 and minus 2 are the zeros of the polynomial. So I am taking the zeros as alpha and beta. Just go through it. See, I have split them into them and then factorize to get the two factors and then two zeros. Let alpha equals to 4 and beta equals to minus 2. These are the two zeros. Now what is the sum of the zeros? Sum of zeros equals to 4 plus minus 2. So that is equals to 2. And what is the product of the zeros? Product of zeros equals to 4 multiplied by minus 2. So that gives minus 8. So sum of the zeros is 2 and product of the zeros is minus 8. Now if we compare the given polynomial with the general form, so general form we all know, the general form is ax square plus bx plus c, where coefficient of x square is a, coefficient of x is b, and c is the constant term. Now if you compare the given polynomial with the general form, then we will get A is equals to 1, B equals to -2, and C equals to -8. Now let me find the value of minus B by A. So what is minus B by A? How much? So minus, and B is -2 and A is 1. So that gives plus 2 upon 1, that is 2 only. And C by A equals to -8 upon 1. So that is -8. Now see this, compare these two. Sum of the zeros is 2 and minus B by A is also 2. Product of the zeros is -8. C by A is also -8. So we can say that the sum of the zeros is equals to minus B by A and product of the zeros equals to C by A. Now what is B? B is the coefficient of x, A is the coefficient of x square, and C is the constant term. So what we have proved here? So we have proved that if for a given polynomial the sum of the zeros is equals to minus coefficient of x by coefficient of x square and product of the zeros equals to constant term by coefficient of x square. So this is the very important relationship which is verified here. So let me go through the whole process again. First of all, whatever is the polynomial given, we have to factorize it. After factorizing, we will get 2 factors. From there, we will get 2 zeros. Then we have to find the sum of the zeros and the product of the zeros. Now, by comparing the given polynomial with the general form, we have to find the value of minus coefficient of x and divided by coefficient of x square. Similarly, we have to find the value of constant term divided by coefficient of x square. So after doing this, we will find that the sum of the zeros and this minus coefficient of x by coefficient of x square are same. Similarly, the product of the zeros and constant term divided by coefficient of x square, they are also same. So this is verified. Let me give you one more example. This is from exercise 2.2 NCERT. Question number 1, Roman 4. 4u square plus 8u is the given polynomial. First of all, we have to factorize. 4u is the common factor, u plus 2. So either we have got 2 factors, 4u and u plus 2. So either 4u equals to 0, so we can say that u equals to 0, or u plus 2 equals to 0, which implies u equals to minus 2. So there are 2 zeros, 0 and minus 2. So let alpha equals to 0 and beta equals to minus 2. So sum of the zeros, that is alpha plus beta, is equals to 0 plus minus 2, that is minus 2, and alpha into beta equals to 0 into minus 2, so that is 0. Now by comparing the given polynomial with the general polynomial au square plus bu plus c, so what are the values we are getting from here? What is a? A is 4, B is 8, and C is 0. It is a constant term is not there, that means C is 0. So if we find B minus B by A, so minus B means minus 8 and A means 4, so that will give us minus 2. Similarly, C by A, C is 0 and A is 4, so that will give us 0. Now see this, alpha plus beta, that is sum of the zeros, is equals to minus B by A. They both are matching. Similarly, alpha into beta and C by A, these two are also matching. So we can say that alpha plus beta equals to, we can say that alpha plus beta is equals to minus B by A, and alpha into beta is equals to C by A. This is verified. In other words, sum of the zeros equals to minus coefficient of x, b is the coefficient of u here, minus b by a is the coefficient of u square. So sum of the zeros equals to minus coefficient of u by coefficient of u square. Similarly, alpha into beta, that is product of the zeros, equals to constant term by coefficient of u square. Hence it is verified. So hope you have understood how to find the relationship between the zeros and the coefficient of the given polynomial. Try to do some more sums. So many sums are there in our textbook NCERT. So go through it. So try to solve it. Keep it in front of you. Take the help from this sum. Go through the process and try to do the sum. Hope you will be able to do this. So that's all for today. In the next class again we will continue this chapter, this exercise. Some more very important sums are there, so we will do that in the next class. Till then, goodbye and remain at home and be safe. Bye.